guys and welcome, my name is Jude and I am so excited for today's video. I am doing the aesthetically pleasing book tag. It feels like I haven't done a book tag in ages, but I saw Heather from Bookable do this tag and I was like, this tag was made for me. Obviously not, but it is a subject that I am deeply passionate about. Ooh. Ooh. I am a designer, for those of you who don't know, so book cover design is something that I'm just like, you know, it's important. The tag was created by Book Syrup, so I will link her original video down below as well as Bookable's video. And before I jump into the questions, I just want to let you guys know that the Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern is the answer to every single question, so it will be featured a lot through this video because this book is perfection. I will fight you if you disagree. I will fight you. So without further ado, first question is best color combo on a book cover. First up for this, I'd say Vicious by Schwab. I absolutely adore the color. I think it's so beautiful. The warm tones, yet it's so cold. The scene that it is depicting with the blood on the hand, everything. It's just full of details. The background is very monochromatic, but it's still a city. And I just think the palette for this is gorgeous. Also, The Game of Love and Death by Brockenbrough with the reds, the blues, the shades of blues, the little yellows here, whites. I think it's so beautiful. It's a lovely color combo. Shine by Myracle. I think it's a beautiful yellow-based cover, and the oranges, the greens, everything that it does for the cover, it's so beautiful and it makes just a lovely contrast. The red in here and the rose in the center. It's just lovely. Another book by Myracle, The Infinite Moment of Us. I just think that the gradient here is so gorgeous. In general, the cover is beautiful, but the colors in this one are just insane. I love it so much. It's a beautiful sunset and I just love the colors. Also, Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. It is super simple, like just blue, white, and a little dot of red right on the eye, but I think it works beautifully, and I mean seriously, it didn't need anything else, so yes. And of course, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. The pink, the black, the white, the gray, it's beautiful. Next up, best typography on a book cover. So for this one, I have How to Love by Katie Kachugno, and it's not so much that I love the font by itself. It's a gorgeous calligraphic font, but I love how it is used within this cover. I love that it's so big that it actually sort of spills out of the cover, and it gives this sense of something that just keeps on going, and it's just lovely. The heart is also like drawn in, so it makes it just feel so like it works very well. Every single element in this cover works beautifully, and every time I see it I just feel so happy, and I love the font. I love it. Another book that has a font that I absolutely love is A Darker Shade of Magic by Schwab. If you've ever seen this cover, you will know that the letters are like so tall and thin that it makes it feel very modern, but it's still it has a serif. The typography has a serif and it's very curved and sharp, so it also makes it feel like timeless in a way, and I think it's so elegant and it works beautifully with this book. I'll make a close-up of the font here. It's tall, it has different weights, each line has a different weight to it, and I just feel that it's a timeless font and it's beautiful, and it looks sharp. I think it looks so sharp, neat, clean, and fabulous. And of course, The Night Circus. It's a classic font. It has an italic font here that's kind of calligraphic, and then here it's just a nice classic Times New Roman with serif and all, and it's gorgeous. Next up, we got best simple cover, and for this, my all-time favorite has to be Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jesse Andrews. I love the typical bathroom silhouette figures that we have here of me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. I think it's a gorgeous cover. I love the color so much. It stands out beautifully. I actually had the old cover, like I used to have it, and I ended up buying this one and gifting that one because I loved this one so much. And then I realized that I think I have a thing for this color because I also picked The Female of the Species by Mindy McGuinness, and the color art is like, it's very similar. It's actually the same. If I'm seeing them like side to side in the natural lighting, they're the same. But I love love the cover. It has females of the species and then human, women. I also really love Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I love the idea of just putting Eleanor and Park in the cover. It like, it's all it needs to tell a story and it's beautiful. And of course, the Night Circus. It's a hand with the circus tent in the palm of its hand and it's beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, and I also almost forgot to mention More Than This by Patrick Ness. I love the yellow door. I like it a lot. It's like so simple. And it works. Next up we got Best End Pages, and for this I have The Night Circus. It's striped. Night Film by Marissa Pessel. It has the woods in the end pages and it's so creepy and eerie and I love it so much. Another end page that I really like is Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rods, and I love it because it's so simple and raw. It's like stone or concrete or something, but it's like very dirty, very rusty, and I love it. I mean, I know it's simple, but it just fits the book so well, and I think that's where good cover design comes from, when the book in general is able to just reflect the story in its feel, in its structure, in its pages, and it's something that I admire so much. And another end page that I really like is the end page of Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. That has this portrait. I don't know why, but it makes it feel like a really old book, like a really old fantasy book. And it is a fantasy book, and I think it's kind of old. It's not that old, it's from 2014, but I don't know why I feel like it's a book that came out of the Page Master or something. And actually the next question is Best Map, and this book also has the best map at the other end cover, which is this map over here. It's so, badass. Like, so detailed and so beautiful. Like, in general, Brandon Sanderson has the best maps ever. This one is lovely. It's so beautiful. Like, it's great. It's great. And I do have more books that have maps, but none of them beats the Brandon Sandersons. None of them. No. Sadly, the Night Circus doesn't have a map. I mean, it doesn't need one, but it doesn't have it. So, like, yeah, it's still the best. Next up, Best Naked Hardback, and this is an obvious question. If you've been on my channel long enough, you'll know the answer. Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler. It's so beautiful naked. It's everything I've ever wanted in life. I don't know where that accent came from, but rest assured it came from a place of love. It's so beautiful that I can't even, oh my god, it also has beautiful end pages. I didn't remember this, but it's absolutely gorgeous and lovely. Also, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. It's beautiful and oh my god. Can you hear the people singing the songs of lovely end pages as well? And of course, The Night Circus, which is lovely. Naked. It's so beautiful. It looks so classic. I love the details here. Just Best back cover. I'll be honest, best back cover was really hard because I couldn't think of the back of a book where I was like, damn, that back though. But the more I gave thought to it, and with the books that I ended up choosing, I realized that what I like in a book is that the front and the back both work together greatly, like cohesively. I feel that there's a dirty joke somewhere, I don't know where is it, but it's there. But I like it when they make sense in the front and in the back. And it's about them working well together. For example, Choker by Elizabeth Woods. It's a beautiful cover and the back is very much the same, and it just says cryptically, what are best friends for? It's also worth mentioning the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas, and it's not so much because I'm like, oh damn, look at those illustrations in the back cover. But I love how the front works with the back. It's the same girl in the same pose, but in the front she's wearing badass like armory and shit, and in the back she's wearing a dress. And I think that's super clever, and I love that it follows every single book. So that's like, it's pleasing to me. I'm like, that's a good job. That's a job well done. Someone put some thought into that, and it shows. And The Night Circus has a bunch of words talking about how great The Night Circus is. So yeah. Next up, best chapter headers, and for this one I have the Night Circus. This is the only book I have. I love the headers. Each part in the book has this design and it's lovely, it's beautiful, the margins. Then the next page is just magicalness and stars. The chapters by themselves are very simple. It's just wording and the date below, but I think that the whole design, the whole page design is beautiful. I can't say it enough. Also the pages on top with the beautiful detail here. It's a book that it's well done and I love it. In case you hadn't noticed, I love it. Look at this. Look at this. Next up, best illustrations, and for this one I got Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. I love this type of illustration. It's beautiful. It's a graphic novel. I didn't love the book that much, but I mean, the illustrations are just, no, there is no debating. It's beautiful. It's beautifully done. It's graphically creepy and I loved it so much. The detail in this book is insane. And also Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler. Here it's not just an illustration book, but the way that the illustration works within the book is amazing, and I think not every single book needs to have illustrated elements to it, but for this one it works. It works amazingly. Next up is best book spine, and for this, I mean, there's beautiful spines all over books. I mean, they have lovely spines and everything, but there's never been one that catches my attention quite so much as Call Me By Your Name by Andrea Asiman. This is the movie version of it, but the spine is so simple. It's just blue with the text in yellow and the name of the author in white, but it pops up so much in my shelf, like you can see it a mile away. And I think that it's beautiful in how it blends with the sky. The sky is obviously never this blue, but it looks kind of like it works, you know? I could see this spine anywhere and I'd be like, call me by your name. And of course, the Night Circus. It's a beautiful spine. And last, what are the favorite covers on your shelf? It's obvious by now, it's no surprise, but it's The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I mean, you can't blame me for it. I love it when you can tell that the publisher cares about its book and they're making an effort to make it as true to the story, the narrative, the characters, and the plot as they can, and when it's just a true reflection of it. And it's also the fact that I love this book. I loved it so much when I read it. I thought it was so magical, beautiful, just a beautiful story, and I think that the cover is beautiful like the story, so it's everything I love. The details in the cover, in the end pages, in the beginning of each chapter, you can just tell that it is a book that it was well thought out, and I my designer brain is like, wow. And also Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler. I think that this book, overall, it has amazing elements. It's a simple cover. I also love the font. I mean, I didn't mention it, but it's also something that I love. Each chapter there's an illustration, and I think it's a book that is also made with love, made with care, and it's a great job. It's done well, and it shows. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on the covers of these books. I love them so much. I love to know what covers you like best. If you agree, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you want to make this tag, I will link all the info down below, and if you already made it, do link it down below so that I can go check it out. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!